Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And yep. Here we go with another late one. I know you're saying again, and you're probably saying, damn, Trav, how are you going to get to 1,000 subscribers if you're always later than every other reviewer that exists in life? And only thing that I have to say to that is, I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no clue. Slowly, I guess that's how that's gonna work. I did get this guy when he came out, or at least the money came out of my bank account when he came out. But tis the consequences of a reviewer that hasn't been reviewing, I guess, for 10 years. What's funny is that this account has been open for it has to be, I think I started reviewing stuff in 2000, maybe 2015, either 2015 or 2014. I think I started reviewing stuff. I had to see what it says, how old this YouTube channel is. But it's easily anywhere from 8 to 10 plus years old. But the thing was, I was super broke. So I wasn't able to constantly get these super expensive figures and still pay my bills. And then obviously life happened, got caught up in a relationship that I thought was going to get married and all that stuff. And that didn't come, that fell through. And I wasn't collecting during all that time because all the money that I had went to the stuff that we were doing as a couple and stuff. And so I, after 2020, I guess between 2020 and 2022, tripled, almost not tripled, but probably about 2.5 times. I doubled my income about 2.5 times. I make about 2.5 times what I was making back in 2022. I don't really know how to say that. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. And so I started collecting again. And so, I think this year is probably the first year I've started going real hardcore into it. I think I have to look back. I think I've only been actually going hard for basically a year. And so when you are on YouTube and you have such a niche product like toys and toy reviewing, there's not a lot of people that are into that. And then the people that are into it, they kind of get stuck on the same people that they've been watching for years. And it's not easy to get those people to transition, not even transition, because they can technically still watch those people, but to add more viewing to their already, I guess you can say, busy viewing schedule. So that's why most of the time I try to make these reviews as short as possible, because I know we don't all have the best, what do they call it? Not time spans. What's the word I'm looking for? Attention spans. That's what it is. We don't all have the greatest attention spans. And, I always got to understand that people aren't like me, where I can sit and watch something or listen to something in the background and be doing so many other things, multiple things. And a lot of people can't do that. They have to focus on one thing at a time. And so I get it. Getting these figures in so late and reviewing them so late, I might get 20 views. And those 20 views might just come from the people that are already sub to me. So it is what it is, man. I do this because I love it. I stay up late nights doing these reviews, editing these reviews. So I put a lot of work into this stuff. And so that's kind of what you do when you love doing something. collecting. I love collecting. It's an expensive hobby, especially for the stuff that I collect. They're basically almost all high-end stuff. We're talking about those statues. Those statues are rarely under $150. So they range anywhere from $150 to probably $200 to $300 for some of those statues that I review on this channel. So that's just a little insight into me and why, you know, sometimes I get these reviews out late. I get big, huge bulks, bulk shipments, and those are expensive from Japan. And when I'm already spending anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 a month on just paying for my pre-orders, that extra $300 or $400 it costs to ship is sometimes out of range for me because I do have other bills to pay. So anyway, I didn't mean to ramble on, but that you also might see me slow down on videos coming out. I was going like every day, bang, 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 bang. But I need to spread these videos out more because I tend to get things in so late, and me getting in things late can cause me getting things in late and banging out a video every single day will cause me to not have any content available to put out. So I'm probably going to go down to a video every other day from here on until we'll see. We'll just see how my subs go and just how things go when I'm doing them every other day. And I don't have any big editors or anything to add flashy stuff to my videos or, you know, fancy video editing software. I don't know how to do that stuff. I can ship my videos off to a third party and hope that they could do something with it, but I don't really know anybody that has that ability either. I'm learning as I go. The more I learn about the video editing process and all that, and how to add special effects and do special jump cuts and different types of cuts and masking and all that, my videos will tend to slowly get better. But anyway, let's get that rant out the way because I'm almost 10 minutes in and we haven't even looked at the box yet. And I love this box. It has all the comic book artwork in it. I think that looks fantastic. I love it. It would be nice if we can get, let me turn this light off real quick because it's giving a bad glare. It would be nice if we can get that cell shaded Daredevil. That would be so dope. From what I understand, or at least from what I've seen, they've only ever done like one cell shaded figure, and that was a Spider-Man. And I don't have that one, surprisingly. But if they did like a cell shaded Daredevil like that, that would be dope. And I guess I don't think I've ever noticed, but do they only put like this comic book art when they say it's the comic book version? Let me check my Captain America box real quick, because I could have sworn that the Captain America was supposed to be comic version too. Yeah, it says comic version on there, but there was no like comic, like no comic pages or comic tiles or whatever they called in the background on his box. So that's unfortunate. I love this box. That looks so good. But anyway, back to the figure. So he looks good. Now I have heard people sing the praises of this figure so much, and to me, subjectively, he is good, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know as we move on through the review. But I have my qualms with this figure. But anyway, taking a look at the aesthetics here, he does have nice shading all throughout his torso. It looks great. He is very thin. Now, that was one issue that I thought I was going to have with this guy when I bought him, or when I saw the first promo images. And I still think that that's an issue that I have with this guy right now. He is just so thin. Shading on the legs looks really good. We still have the super duper long, what's the face, calf to ankle ratio. It's still off. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as bad as Cap, but it's almost there. But other than that, the shading, the boots and everything, I love that they're sculpted. They have the sculpted gloves and everything. That's fantastic. The double D's on his chest look so good. They did those so well. And all the shading throughout the back of his legs. Now, granted, it's just all one color, but I do appreciate them adding so much of the shading throughout that one single color that he has. It's just everywhere. The muscularity looks good for a super skinny guy. And I know Daredevil isn't particularly buff, but that picture, he looks pretty buff on that picture. You can't really see that one down there, but he looks pretty buff on these pictures. So I feel like they probably could have used a slightly thicker buck for this guy. Maybe I feel like he's even skinnier than Nightwing. I'll see if I can pull him out for comparisons, because the Nightwing buck I feel like would have been the perfect buck to use for him. And I feel like Nightwing is thicker than this. But they even have the sculpted wrinkles here in the crotch area. That's nice. Painted belt. These did come on him, so I just left them on. So I don't have any issues with the paint. The head looks really good. It's again just one color, but he has his little devil horns. Again, I think the skin could be a bit less pale. We do have the sculpted in ears in the mask, so that looks really good as well. I mean, overall, it's a good figure objectively. It's a fantastic figure objectively, actually. If you want, I know Daredevil is skinny and in a lot of instances in the comics, and so this can be Daredevil for sure. So objectively, he looks fantastic. His legs are a little too long, but other than that, he looks really good. I have no complaints objectively. Subjectively, I think he can be a bit thicker. And I think the Nightwing buck would have been a good buck to use on this guy, because I do think that one is thicker, but we'll see when I do the comparisons. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the accessories. We obviously have this one that's already attached to him, his batons or whatever. I forget what those are called. So you can pop this out, and hopefully then can I pop this out and not break it? Thank you, Jesus. And some painting there also on the side where his batons go. So we do have that. Then the other accessories. So here we got some wide open spread hands. And you know I loves me some hand racks. So those look really good. Then we got some baton holding hands. I can foresee some paint transfer on those for sure. But those look good. Then we got some kind of Mafex kind of standard, just posing neutral hands, I guess you can call these. Oh, and then we got the ass grabbing hands. These are ass grabbers. If I ever seen them in my life, he definitely grabbing some ass with these. No, this is a titty grabber. These are some titty grabbers. He is definitely grabbing some titties with these, for sure. And then we got your Superman flying hands. I don't know why he needed some Superman flying hands. He doesn't fly. I guess you can use these as karate chop hands, I suppose. But I'm gonna use them as ass slapping hands. So he got some titty grabbing hands and some ass slapping hands. Then he comes with a nice yelling face. And the teeth are nicely done on this guy. Like the furrowed brow. Definitely nice. Even some nice wrinkles here in the corners of his eyes. That one's nicely done. Then we got another angry face, teeth gritted, with a slightly more furrowed brow. But yeah, that looks good. I like the glossy eyes. I like how the glossy eyes contrast with the somewhat matte paint. You like that? Then we get two of his batons that are on bendy wire. So I guess this one is like for grappling onto something, and then these are attached to like just kind of do some action poses with. So that's cool. We get two of the batons without the bendy wires attached to them. And you can just kind of, wield them without the bendy wire. And then we get two more holsters, if you just want to have him holding just one of the batons and he has one holstered, then you can have it looking like that. Or when you want to have them both out of their holsters, you got that one. So you get a nice spread of accessories. Pretty typical for Mafex. I think that's a good spread. I think I would have been okay with an unmasked Matt Murdock head. That would have been nice. But other than that, I think we're good. Now, articulation. I think there's something very unusual with this guy that I have not seen at all in a Mafex figure. That head likes to go flying. He has a straight peg. No bendy peg in here, just a straight dumbbell peg. That is very odd to me. Very, very odd to me. Why did they go this route with this guy? He is somewhat of a high flyer type guy, right? So he does need a good amount of looking up action, and he doesn't get as much as most. He can only look up about that much. If he had that bendy peg, he could look up a little bit more. It would be nice, but unfortunately, he doesn't get the range as like a Captain America, which is super weird. He can look down that much. Side to side is excellent. So everything else is fantastic, but looking up on this guy is just not great. So that is another issue I had with him. He does get way past parallel with the shoulder, so you can get that out really nicely. Obviously, he can go 360 around. That butterfly joint for him, really good. Really, really good. And that's most likely because he's a skinny guy. So even backwards, it's really good. We got that bicep swivel there, over 90 degrees, way over 90 degrees with that elbow. Obviously a ball hinge wrist peg there. You do get some twisting on that diaphragm joint, so that's really good. You can go back that far, but we are getting some gapping here with that diaphragm joint, just the diaphragm joint. Forward, not as much. Side to side, it's tight, but it is there. Very, very stiff though. Now, if we want to use everything, all the joints, we want to use the waist and everything, he can get back quite a bit more. And then forward could be better. Like there is some more gapping here and not really there, but I feel like he should be able to do a little bit more, but you should probably be able to get the poses you want with him. Side to side with that waist joint is good. You get the twist at the waist joint. Move his tons out the way. Nicely done splits. Very, very nicely done splits. Not 100%, but good enough. Good enough for sure. Side swivel is better than most Mafex. I do like that. The kick up is nicely done. Nicely done, and that diaper does collapse in order for you to get a little bit more range there. Then going backwards, not so much. And his skinniness shows also in this diaper, because you can see so much more separation between the legs and his crotch area, which is super annoying to me. And you get way more gapping in between his legs because of that. So maybe it's just my copy, but I already showed you his knee, done nicely, but really long. He can move his ankles up that much, down that much. You get the ankle rocker, and solid toe hinge is one of the better toe hinges. I like that toe hinge. And then obviously this can move on the ball peg that it's attached to. So articulation is really good. It's solid. It's solid Mafex articulation. You should be able to get what you need out of this guy when you pose him, for sure. Probably, I would say this is probably the best Daredevil that you can buy right now. 100%. This is the best Daredevil that you can buy right now. There's no question about it. Still think he's a little too skinny though. But anyway, let's move on to comparisons. Alrighty, so here he is next to the Mafex Nightfall Batman, and then the Mafex Nightwing. And let's take a look. Nightwing and Daredevil. Who is thicker? Nightwing's a little bit thicker in the shoulders and the arms, for sure. He is more V proportioned in the torso. It's kind of hard to see in the black when he's all black, but he has more of a V shape, I think, in the torso. Now, he is older. He's shorter. So I don't know if that's a testament to the super long, the elongated calf muscle, the calf part of the leg, because it's definitely longer than Nightwing's. So they were doing it much shorter back in the day. Like if we look at his kick, it's still pretty long. So I'm not sure. Come on. I think his arms, they could have used the arms from Nightwing, at least the biceps. They could have used those to make his arms thicker, but the biceps look shorter. I will say that the biceps look shorter by an eensy beensy tiny bit. The chest, it's more sculpted. It's better sculpted on Daredevil. Nightwing is supposed to be a younger guy, so his chest isn't sticking out as much, but he does have a better V shape than Daredevil. So I think his arms could have been thicker. I think Daredevil's arms could have been thicker. I think that might be what's throwing me off. I think it's the super thin arms. Maybe a little more V shape here as well. Thicken them out a little bit at the top. I think for me, that's kind of where I am with Daredevil here. I think he could have been thicker at the diaphragm and in the arms. But anyway, that's what he looks like with them. And here he is next to Cap, the Mafex Cap, and then the Mafex Eradicator. And I've already noted that the Eradicator his legs are way too long, but he seems taller than Cap. But his legs are spread a little bit more, so they might be around the same size or same height. But I don't think Daredevil is supposed to be taller or even as tall as Captain America. So that's odd to me. So that's another thing with this length here. I wouldn't say he needed to be as thick as either one of these guys, but I think Nightwing would have been a good like base for them to maybe get an idea of how thick Daredevil could have been, as far as like the arms and just the V taper of his torso. But I'm gonna stop saying that. I've already said it. That's it. Anyway, that's what he looks like with them. And here he is next to the black suit Spider-Man, who doesn't seem to ever want to look up when I need him to. And then the CT Toys brown suit Wolverine. Now obviously Wolverine is going to be super duper short, so there's not really any reason for me to get him out of this pose. And then Spider-Man is going to be quite a bit shorter too, as you can see. I don't have a whole lot of street level heroes because Mafex hasn't made any, and I don't like most of the ones Marvel Legends makes. I thought about getting that Luke Cage 2-pack because I do want a Luke Cage. He's one of my favorite street level characters, and I still might. But I don't have a Jessica Jones. I haven't seen a good Jessica Jones. I haven't seen a good proper colored Elektra. That white Elektra looks good, but I need Elektra in white. Or excuse me, Elektra in red. And so I definitely need a Kingpin. For sure need a Kingpin. I just hate Marvel Legends Kingpin. I wish somebody else would make one, but I might have to go get a Marvel Legends Kingpin just as a placeholder. Who else? Who else did he fight with? I still need a Punisher. That new Punisher is promising with a Marvel Legends, so you might see me with that guy. But I'm slowly building my street level hero display. But anyway, that's what he looks like with them. And finally, here he is next to the Mafex comic book version Psylocke and the Marvel Legends Miss Marvel. So, oops. I knew the moment I breathed on her, she was gonna fall. This is the very first version of this Psylocke. She has been reissued a few times, but this is the very first release. So that's good for sizing and comparison. So anyway, let's move on to my final thoughts. All right, so in conclusion, yeah, he's a good figure. He's a good Daredevil. Well, he's the best Daredevil figure, and he's just a good figure in general. Again, my biggest complaint is just about the thickness, and then I didn't get a hinged double ball peg. Now, actually, let me check something. Yeah, I couldn't find anyone in my any of my Facebook groups mentioning the non-bent double ball peg in his neck, which is super odd to me. I just had to go back and check, but it baffles my mind why they did that. I wonder if I got any Mafex that I hate that I can exchange that ball peg for. I might look into that, switching that double ball peg out for the bent kind, because I want him to be able to look up more. But other than that, fantastic figure. He could be on my top 10. He could possibly be on my top 10. To be honest with you, I like Captain America more. I like that figure more than this one. But I just generally like Captain America more than Daredevil. So there could be some bias there. But we'll see. I have not even gotten close to fleshing out a top 10 for the year. So that won't probably be until like January of next year. But anyway, again, I'll keep saying it. Please comment, like, and subscribe. We're still on the road to 1,000 subs and that 1,000 sub giveaway. So please subscribe if you don't mind, or if you want to. It's completely up to you. But if you want to be part of giveaways in the future and any other content that I decide to put out, then subscribing will be the best way for you to get a notification for those things. But anyway, that's it for the video. And as always, peace.